Now that we've covered the mindset behind Agile, let's move into the core principles that guide Agile teams in their day-to-day work. The Agile Principles are the foundation of Agile practices, 12 guiding ideas that shape how we deliver value, interact with stakeholders, and build high-performing teams. You don't need to memorize all 12 for the PMP exam, but you do need to understand how they show up in real-world scenarios. At the heart of these principles is the commitment to delivering customer value early and often. Agile isn't about waiting until the end of a project to show results. It's about incremental delivery, getting feedback fast, and adapting based on what we learn. You'll also want to be comfortable with the idea of welcoming changing requirements, even late in the process. Agile teams know that change is a competitive advantage, not a disruption, and they build in flexibility to respond quickly. Working software over comprehensive documentation is another core idea. That doesn't mean no documentation. It means we prioritize usable solutions over paperwork that doesn't move the needle for the customer. These principles support daily collaboration with stakeholders, empowered and motivated teams, and maintaining a sustainable pace of work. Agile isn't about speed for the sake of speed. It's about long-term, consistent performance. Other principles emphasize the importance of technical excellence, simplicity, and allowing teams the autonomy to self-organize and make decisions. Now, we'll go through 10 practice questions that test your ability to apply these principles in real PMP exam scenarios. You'll see questions about value delivery, stakeholder collaboration, team empowerment, sustainable work habits, and how Agile principles influence project decisions. Here is our next question. Question 11. A product owner is eager to release a major new feature, but suggests waiting until all components are fully built and tested before deploying it. The Agile team, however, believes that part of the feature could be released now to start gathering feedback and delivering value. What should the Agile project manager do? A. Support the product owner's plan to wait and ensure the full feature meets quality expectations. B. Recommend releasing the full feature in a single launch to provide a seamless and complete user experience. C. Encourage the product owner to consider releasing the most valuable part now to gain early feedback. D. Suggest bundling the most complete parts into a limited beta release to evaluate user response before a broader launch. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question is testing your grasp of one of the core Agile principles, delivering customer value early and often. Agile isn't about waiting until everything is perfect. It's about getting valuable increments into the hands of users quickly, so you can learn, adapt, and improve. In this case, the team is ready to release a portion that already provides value. The best move is to support an incremental release strategy that invites early feedback. This reinforces responsiveness, flexibility, and customer focus. Choice A is incorrect. While quality matters, waiting until everything is perfect before delivering can lead to delayed value and missed learning opportunities. Choice B is incorrect. A full release may feel polished, but it delays feedback and contradicts the principle of frequent delivery of working solutions. Choice D is incorrect. A beta release sounds Agile-friendly, but it still reflects a hesitancy to deliver value now. It adds unnecessary caution and complexity instead of embracing small, valuable increments. Congratulations on tackling this first principle. Let's move on to the next question when you're ready. Question 12. Midway through a sprint, a business stakeholder requests a change to an in-progress feature based on new market feedback. The team worries that changing course might affect their ability to complete the sprint as planned. The product owner believes the change adds value, but is unsure whether to act now or wait. How should the Agile project manager respond? A. Recommend implementing the change now, as Agile welcomes changes that improve customer value at any stage. B. Advise waiting until the sprint review to introduce the change, ensuring minimal disruption to current commitments. C. Suggest revisiting the sprint backlog with the team and product owner to assess impact and adjust scope if appropriate. D. Encourage the product owner to document the request and prioritize it in the backlog for future sprints. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question is testing your ability to respond to change while maintaining team alignment, a hallmark of Agile. Agile values welcoming change, even late in development, but that doesn't mean acting impulsively. It's about being responsive and thoughtful. The Agile project manager's role here is to facilitate collaboration between the product owner and the team to evaluate the change. If it's valuable and the team agrees it's doable without compromising the sprint goal, then adjusting scope is perfectly appropriate. Choice A is incorrect. While Agile embraces change, recommending implementation without team input or impact assessment undermines team commitment and sustainable planning. Choice B is incorrect. Waiting until the sprint review delays feedback and value delivery, which goes against Agile's principle of fast response and continuous adaptation. Choice D is incorrect. Backlog documentation is helpful, but postponing a value-adding change without discussion misses an opportunity to deliver timely impact, especially when the team is already engaged in the work. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 13. An Agile project is behind schedule, and a stakeholder requests a detailed progress report with updated risk logs and a revised communication plan. The team is already preparing for an upcoming product increment demo and refining user stories for the next sprint. What is the best way for the Agile project manager to address the stakeholder's request while supporting Agile principles? A. Propose creating a brief summary document supported by existing team metrics to meet the stakeholder's request. B. Recommend providing a live product demonstration and summary instead of detailed documentation. C. Work with the product owner to prioritize documentation tasks alongside backlog refinement to support transparency. D. Ask a team member to compile the requested documents while others continue with preparation for the demo. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is A. This question tests your ability to balance Agile principles with stakeholder expectations. Agile promotes working software over comprehensive documentation, but that doesn't mean no documentation. It means you provide just enough to support transparency and collaboration without getting bogged down. In this case, a brief summary using existing team metrics is an efficient way to give stakeholders what they need while still protecting team capacity and focus. You're still communicating clearly, you're just doing it with lightweight, high-value artifacts. Choice B is a tempting option. While a demo is great, some stakeholders, especially when projects are behind, expect a structured status update. A demo alone might feel incomplete or informal. Choice C is incorrect. Trying to formally prioritize documentation in the sprint risks derailing value delivery. It introduces unnecessary overhead. Choice D is incorrect. Assigning documentation to one person may seem efficient, but it creates work in progress that's outside the sprint goal and fragments team focus. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 14. During an Agile project, business stakeholders begin attending sprint reviews but remain largely uninvolved during the rest of the sprint. The team delivers on commitments, but feedback often comes too late to influence current work. What should the Agile project manager do? A. Encourage the team to review all feedback during retrospectives and incorporate it into future sprints. B. Recommend inviting stakeholders to daily stand-ups to increase visibility and promote ongoing input. C. Ask the product owner to collect stakeholder feedback weekly and share it during backlog refinement. D. Suggest scheduling additional review sessions mid-sprint to ensure feedback is captured earlier. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is D. This question tests your ability to promote meaningful, real-time collaboration with stakeholders, one of the core Agile principles. Agile isn't just about delivering value. It's about doing it in close partnership with the people who define what value means. Stakeholders attending sprint reviews is a good start, but if feedback comes too late to act on, the team misses the chance to adapt in real time. By introducing mid-sprint reviews or informal demos, you create a natural opportunity to gather insights earlier, when they can still shape the outcome. Choice A is incorrect. Retrospectives are useful, but they focus on team process, not on product feedback. Waiting until the end of the sprint is already too late for course correction. Choice B is incorrect. While daily stand-ups increase visibility, they're not designed for stakeholder input. Involving stakeholders in the ceremony risks distracting the team and changing its intent. Choice C is incorrect. Having the product owner collect feedback weekly is helpful, but passive feedback collection isn't a substitute for interactive engagement with the full team. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 15. A team member shares in a retrospective that they feel their input isn't being considered during sprint planning. Other members often dominate the conversation, and the product owner tends to prioritize ideas from more senior team members. The team delivers on time, but morale is starting to dip. What is the most appropriate next step to strengthen team trust and motivation? A. Speak privately with the product owner to ensure more balanced input in future planning sessions. B. Encourage the team to rotate facilitation responsibilities to give everyone a chance to lead discussions. C. Suggest the Scrum Master hold individual check-ins to gather input and address concerns privately. D. Facilitate a team discussion on inclusion and decision-making during the next retrospective. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is D. This question is testing your ability to support psychological safety and inclusive team behavior, both essential to building motivated, high-performing Agile teams. Agile encourages team ownership and open communication, and retrospectives are the perfect forum to address group dynamics. By facilitating a discussion on inclusion, you help the team raise awareness and establish norms that support equal contribution and trust. When people feel heard, motivation naturally improves. Choice A is incorrect. While speaking privately with the product owner might help, it removes the opportunity for team-level awareness and self-correction. Agile favors transparency and collective ownership. Choice B is a good practice. Rotating facilitators is great, but it doesn't directly address the core issue of feeling excluded or dismissed during decision-making. Choice C is incorrect. Individual check-ins are useful for sensitive topics, but private channels can unintentionally hide systemic problems that require team attention. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 16. Several Agile team members are working remotely across different regions. While some overlap in working hours exists, communication has become inconsistent and misunderstandings about user stories have led to rework. What is the best action the Agile project manager can take to improve communication? A. Suggest that the team follow a standardized communication checklist to ensure consistency across time zones. B. Encourage asynchronous communication using collaborative documents to reduce dependency on meetings. C. Facilitate regular video-enabled meetings during overlapping hours to promote real-time interaction. D. Schedule regional sync meetings to ensure clarity within time zones and reduce miscommunication. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question tests your understanding of Agile communication principles, especially when teams are distributed. Agile strongly values individuals and interactions over processes and tools, and emphasizes that face-to-face communication is the most effective way to convey information. Since the team has overlapping hours, the best step is to use that time for real-time video meetings that improve understanding, encourage collaboration, and reduce rework caused by miscommunication. Choice A is incorrect. A communication checklist adds structure, but it reinforces process instead of solving the root issue, the lack of direct interaction and immediate feedback. Choice B is tempting but incorrect. Asynchronous tools can support collaboration, but when misunderstandings are already happening, relying on written-only communication can make the situation worse. Choice D is plausible but suboptimal. Regional syncs improve alignment within small groups, but they miss the benefit of whole team communication, which is essential for shared understanding in Agile. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 17. An Agile team has been working late nights and weekends for the past few sprints to meet aggressive delivery deadlines. While the team is meeting its goals, several members have started expressing fatigue and declining morale. What is the most effective action the Agile project manager should take to support a sustainable pace? A. Celebrate the team's dedication and encourage them to maintain their momentum until the next release. B. Recommend that future sprint commitments be based on team capacity and historical velocity. C. Ask leadership to provide performance incentives to keep morale high during this intense period. D. Raise the team's work in progress limits to help them multitask and reduce pressure over time. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is B. This question tests your ability to apply one of the core Agile principles, maintaining a sustainable pace indefinitely. Agile isn't just about short-term delivery. It's about building a rhythm that the team can sustain over time without burnout. By basing future commitments on team capacity and historical velocity, you're ensuring that planning is grounded in reality, not pressure. This allows teams to deliver value consistently and predictably, a key Agile goal. Choice A is incorrect. While it may seem supportive to celebrate the team's dedication, encouraging them to keep pushing at this pace leads to burnout, not sustainability. Choice C is also incorrect. Incentives might raise short-term morale, but they do not solve the underlying issue of overwork. Agile focuses on intrinsic motivation and sustainable delivery, not rewards for overexertion. Choice D is incorrect. Raising work in progress limits encourages multitasking and context switching, which actually reduces efficiency and worsens fatigue, the opposite of promoting a sustainable pace. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 18. An Agile team frequently delivers functionality that meets business needs, but technical debt is growing due to shortcuts taken during development. Refactoring is rarely prioritized, and code quality issues are starting to slow future work. What should the Agile project manager do to promote technical excellence? A. Hold one-on-one meetings with developers to understand their concerns about quality and gather suggestions for improvement. B. Ask the product owner to add refactoring tasks as separate backlog items in future sprints. C. Facilitate a team discussion to establish quality standards and incorporate technical improvements into each sprint. D. Suggest having senior developers conduct periodic code reviews outside of sprint work to catch quality issues early. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is C. This question is about promoting technical excellence, one of the Agile principles that directly supports long-term speed, quality, and sustainability. The best way to improve code quality and reduce technical debt is to address it collaboratively and continuously, not reactively. Facilitating a team discussion allows everyone to align on quality standards and bake improvements into each sprint, rather than treating them as separate or optional tasks. This promotes shared ownership and keeps technical health part of the team's regular rhythm. Choice A is incorrect. One-on-one conversations may uncover insights, but they don't promote team-wide awareness or collective accountability, which are essential in Agile environments. Choice B sounds reasonable, but treats refactoring as separate from regular sprint work rather than something that should be integrated into every increment. That weakens the commitment to continuous excellence. Choice D is tempting, but scheduling code reviews outside of sprint work isolates quality efforts from the team's flow. Agile encourages technical excellence within the team's regular process, not as an external add-on. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 19. During sprint planning, the team proposes a complex solution for a user story that involves multiple integrations and automation features. The product owner reminds them that the customer needs a quick and usable version to validate before investing in advanced capabilities. What is the best way for the Agile project manager to support simplicity in this situation? A. Support delivering a minimal viable version that allows customer feedback before expanding the solution. B. Suggest implementing the core functionality now and deferring integrations to a later sprint. C. Recommend building the minimum viable product with all intended components to ensure a complete experience. D. Encourage the team to focus on building a demo that showcases the long-term vision of the feature. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is A. This question focuses on the Agile principle of simplicity, maximizing the amount of work not done. When complexity creeps in, Agile teams are encouraged to focus on delivering just enough value to learn and adapt, and that's where the concept of a minimum viable product comes in. By supporting the delivery of a minimal viable version that gets quick feedback from the customer, the Agile project manager helps ensure that the team is working on what truly matters, not just building out unnecessary features. Choice B is a good sounding option, but it doesn't go far enough. It defers some of the work, which is helpful, but it doesn't center the delivery around customer validation, which is what the PO is emphasizing. Choice C misrepresents the MVP. A true minimum viable product is not about building all components. It's about delivering the smallest valuable thing, not the most complete experience. Choice D sounds creative, but focuses on a demo, which is more of a presentation than a usable increment. Agile teams strive to deliver working software, not just visuals of what's to come. Let's move on to the next question if you're ready. Question 20. A cross-functional Agile team has consistently relied on the Agile project manager to resolve impediments and assign tasks. During a recent retrospective, the Scrum Master notes that this habit may be limiting the team's growth and ownership. Some team members say they feel unsure about stepping up without formal direction. What approach should the Agile project manager take to foster a more self-organizing team environment? A. Facilitate a working agreement session where the team defines how they will manage impediments and collaborate on task ownership. B. Coordinate with the product owner to define clearer task priorities before the next sprint planning session. C. Ask the Scrum Master to mentor team members on Agile roles and ensure they stop expecting direction from leadership. D. Schedule one-on-one coaching sessions with each team member to encourage initiative and reinforce Agile values individually. You can pause the video here if you need more time to work on the question. The correct answer is A. This question is testing your understanding of empowering teams to become self-organizing, a core Agile principle. It's not just about removing blockers for the team, it's about creating an environment where they learn to solve problems and take ownership together. Facilitating a working agreement session brings the whole team into the conversation. It lets them define how they'll handle blockers, distribute work, and make decisions together. This builds both autonomy and accountability. Choice B is a good sounding distraction. It uses the right technique, clarifying priorities, but does so with the wrong stakeholder and at the wrong level. Task assignment and ownership should come from the team, not be dictated through product-level prioritization. Choice C shifts responsibility to the Scrum Master, which misses the mark. The Agile project manager should be helping enable the team, not delegating cultural change to someone else. Choice D also sounds helpful, but one-on-one coaching isolates the issue instead of addressing it as a team dynamic, which is where the problem lies. Great job finishing 10 Agile Principles questions. That's a total of 20 Agile questions mastered so far. You're building a solid foundation for your PMP exam. When you're ready, I will see you in the next topic.